Hello guys, it's Istaria here again. As you can see in the title, this time we are doing a lounge review from the Burgas airport in Bulgaria. Me and my two traveling companions accessed this lounge via the lounge key network using our Crypto.com Visa cards.
This was all free because all of us had at least a Jade or Indigo tier card and because we signed in individually. When we arrived to the lounge, we were greeted by this sign. Not a great sign, pun intended. Being from Finland, we obviously did not want to interact with the number on the sign, but after 20 or so minutes of waiting, figured that if we want to get into this lounge at all, I'd better suck it up and call the number. So, in the lounge we instantly noticed that it's completely empty. Sure, this is a relatively small airport and we are still in the global pandemic, so one cannot be too surprised. However, I was still expecting at least some other people to be in there. But nope, for almost the entire stay it was just us. In the end, just before our flight left, we had someone from the same flight enter for a couple of minutes, but other than that we got to have the entire lounge for just ourselves. The seating area was comfortable enough and didn't feel awkward to sit in, unlike the only other lounge experience I have had so far, which was in Gdansk, where the tables were too low. It felt good enough for working as well as relaxation. The food and drink options were quite limited and the selection wasn't that good. We had one choice of white, red and rosé wine, as well as some beers and sodas. None of us drink beer, weird I know, so can't comment on the quality of that, but it was odd to see that the sodas were straight from Lidl and not any sort of more common brand. In addition, there was no Coke Zero, which is normally pretty commonly available even in Eastern Europe, for those of us who do not like sugar. What you see on the screen was the only selection for food. Nuts, prepared sandwiches that they made for us after we entered, and some prepackaged store items. Definitely not a huge selection, but the sandwiches weren't bad, so it was better than nothing. Still, definitely as bare bones of a selection as it gets. This area looks like it could normally be serving hot food buffet style, but currently doesn't because of the health concerns, or maybe just because the lounge was practically empty and travel in the area seems to be quite minimal at this time. There really isn't too much else to talk about this lounge, at least in its current form, so we may as well start scoring it to see what our group thought. I have split the scoring into 4 different categories. Accessibility. For example, hours of operation, where in the airport is it located, how easy is it to get in, maximum stay duration, is there enough space left so that people do not have to be turned away, and finally, can you access this via standard methods of entry like lounge key or priority pass. Amenities. For example, how good was the Wi-Fi, shower, bathroom, is there an easy way to charge your electronics, could you take a nap, etc. Comfort. For example, how comfortable are the chairs, is it spacious, not too crowded, how is the view, etc. Food and drink, the most important bit for at least yours truly. Everything about the size of the selection as well as how good the food and drink was goes into this category. Let us start with accessibility. 2 stars from me. I definitely didn't like the wait and it didn't help that the sign said that the wait was going to be 10 minutes, but I did appreciate the fact that it didn't close as early as some other lounges. Helsinki. So at least we could go in and check it out. My girlfriend gave it 2 stars as well. She also didn't like being stuck waiting for the entry. My friend figured that all of these issues were related to the pandemic and didn't want to judge the lounge based on something that is not in their control. Moving on. I gave it 1 star for amenities because there really wasn't anything. It used the airport Wi-Fi and didn't even have a bathroom. Okay, 1 star for the fact that I could charge my phone there. Girlfriend gave it 2 stars because she appreciated the lounge as a whole as an amenity. I am not sure why my friend didn't want to judge this category, but so be it. Comfort was good. 4 stars. I enjoyed the chairs, got some work done during my stay, and the place was all ours basically, so lack of space was no issue either. I have a feeling I won't be in a lounge this empty very often after this one. My friend liked it just as much. Girlfriend didn't like the fact that there was no view, but still found it quite comfortable at 3 stars. And finally, the food. To be honest, there wasn't much. The sandwiches were okay, and I'll give it 2 stars just for that wine selection, because flying while tipsy beats flying completely sober. We are all pretty much in agreement about this category. So, there you have it. My airport lounge review series didn't exactly start with a bang, but with any luck I should be able to review multiple lounges before the end of the year, because I've booked a few flights just for this purpose. Of course, it's flu season and looks like Europe is not exactly free of the pandemic, so could be that flights start getting cancelled or these lounges close down temporarily, but we'll see how it goes. If you like the review, press that like button so the algorithm recommends it to more people. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.